Hi guys, Miss Abby again. I'm here today with another craft for you. Today we're making newspaper seedling pots. So these are the two different kinds that we're going to make. These are very similar to what you can buy in the store, but you can make them at home. You can also compost them, so you don't actually have to take your plant out of the pot after you're ready to plant it in the ground. You can just plant the pot straight in the ground. We're going to learn how to make two different kinds. The first is a very, very simple round pot, and the second is an origami square pot.
So to make newspaper seed pots like these, you're going to need something to put them in, something plastic like this seed starting tray or this mushroom container. Those are really good. You are also going to need some seed starting mix or potting soil. You'll need any kind of container with straight sides. So I have an old ice cream container. You can also use a ball jar or a can from soup. You're gonna need newspaper and some seeds. I also like to mix water into my soil before I put it into the pots. So I just have this little old trash can that I dump the soil into and pour water into. And I have my gardening gloves in there so I keep my hands sort of clean. We're going to learn how to make two different kinds of newspaper pots today. You can use any newspaper that you have in your house. I've got a hometown shopper here. The only thing is that you don't want to use these glossy pages with a lot of ink on them. For the first one, I'm going to take one piece of this and I'm going to fold it in half. Hey Onyx. Hi buddy. My dog is joining us. And you only need half of this newspaper. I folded it in half long ways. We only need half of it, so I'm just tearing that down my fold. And then I can make two out of that same piece of paper. Next, I'm gonna make just a really little narrow 1/2 inch, maybe 3/4 inch fold. This is not, the size of it is not important. It just gives you a place to fold down later. And then I'm going to take my old Talenti jar. You can use, like I said earlier, any kind of jar that you happen to have in your house. So you can use a soup can, you can use a ball jar, you can use anything as long as it's got straight sides, not tapered sides. And you'll see why that's important. And then we're just gonna put this newspaper on it and roll it around. All right, then what you do is fold the bottom around the bottom of your jar. I like to pinch these up a little bit to help make it stay folded. And then you can just slide it right off. And see, if the jar were not straight edged, if it were tapered, this would be harder to get off. So you slide it off like that, and then you don't have to do this, but I think it makes it a little bit more secure. You fold it down one more time, and that original fold makes it really easy for you to fold all the way around. And this, I think, just helps hold the whole thing together. All right, and there we have our first newspaper pot. Sometimes you might find that your folds on the bottom are sticking out and it doesn't seem very stable. This one is because I pinched all the edges. But if it's not stable, don't worry about it. Once you put dirt in it, it will stay. For variety number 2, newspaper pot number 2, we're gonna take this piece of newspaper and fold it in half. And you'll notice that my newspaper already has a fold right here, but that's not in the center. So we're gonna refold it. Your folds don't have to be exactly perfect. In fact, they can't be the way that this works, but we want to try to line it up as much as we can. All right, so you fold it in half long ways, and then with the opening here, you fold it in half the other way. And then we're going to unfold it. I'm going to use that fold line that I created as a guideline, and just in case you guys can't see it as well, I'm going to mark it right here. I'm going to fold these corners up to that line. So this corner, and this is the corner with the fold in it, not the corner that opens. And then you'll fold the other corner, the other folded corner up. Like that. Then we're going to take one of these, leave one down, only take one fold. You're going to fold that all the way up. And then you're going to fold it in half. So you'll have a piece of paper that looks like this. I think my grandfather used to fold hats that looked like that if I folded the other side exactly like this. All right, we're gonna flip it over. We are not making hats today, but if you wanted to, that's all you would have to do is flip up that bottom. Okay, so I'm gonna show you also a guideline on this side so you can see that fold. Like I said, on the other side, you don't have to draw the guideline. I just put it there to make it easier for you to see. And then we're gonna fold this side over to the center. We're gonna turn it around and do the same thing on the other side. Fold this side to the center. Once that's done, you're gonna repeat what you did on that side. Fold this up the middle. And we're gonna tuck this flap into here. So it can be a little easier to give it a fold first. And then you just tuck it in here. Once everything's in there, make it nice and flat. We only have one more fold, and then we can unfold it and you'll see how it works. So you just fold this corner. We're gonna take this corner and fold it to here. You doing okay, Logan? Yeah? Okay. He's been making zombie noises in library programs ever since he was a couple months old.
I know. He loves doing it.
All right, so then we're gonna unfold our pot. You can see sort of how it's gonna work. And that little fold that we just created, I'm gonna pop that in. And then just pinch these. And you have your pot.
Make some pots, plant some seeds, take some pictures, and show us what you made.